In this video, we are given two vectors, and we're given the vectors in the form of magnitude and direction. We're supposed to find the sum of those two vectors in component form. So I found the way that the problem is set up to be a little bit confusing, so I think it'll be more clear if I organize it this way. First row will be vector u. I'm using r for the magnitude and theta for the direction. So for vector u, it has magnitude of 5 and direction of 0. For vector v, it has magnitude of 5 and direction of 90. So our first step is to convert each of these into component form. So for vector u, that's going to be r cosine theta will become 5 cosine 0, and r sine theta for the vertical component will be 5 sine 0. Let's go ahead and see what that is. Wait, I accidentally put theta instead of 0. 5 cosine 0, 5 sine 0. So what is the cosine of 0? So remember the unit circle, my friends. 0 is here. The coordinates of this point are 1, 0. And it is the x value that is the cosine. Okay, so the cosine of 0 is 1. So this is really 5 times 1. Okay, maybe I'll squeeze it in here. This has a value of 1. So 5 times 1 is 5. Okay, now what's the sine of 0? Well, the sine is the y value. That's the sine right there. So, so the sine is 0. Okay, so maybe I'll squeeze that in here as well. This has a value of 0. So we're dealing with 5 times 0, which is 0. Alright, so for vector u, we have the component form 5, 0. Now what about vector v? We can find the horizontal component by doing r cosine theta. So that's going to be 5 cosine 90. We can find the vertical component by doing 5 sine 90. Okay, now let's see what that is. 90 is up here. The coordinates of this point on the unit circle will be 0, 1. Cosine, sine. So the cosine of 90 is the 0, and the sine of 90 is the 1. So I've got 5 times 0, that's 0. And I've got 5 times 1, which is 5. So this is the component form for each of these vectors u and v. So the sum of the vectors, which is what we're supposed to find, vector u plus vector v, should equal just the sum of the corresponding components. So 5 plus 0 is 5, and 0 plus 5 is 5. So that's the answer. Okay, I think number 6 is the same type of thing. I'm going to pause the video and just set up my little chart. Okay, so for vector u, the magnitude is 20, and the direction is 45 degrees. For vector v, the magnitude is 50, and the direction is 180 degrees. Okay, so to form the components, I can do r cosine theta, so that it would be 20 cosine 45, and r sine theta, so that would be 20 sine 45. And then for vector v, that would be 50 cosine 180 and 50 sine 180. Okay, so let's figure out what this is. Cosine of 45, you know what? Maybe we should just do decimals at this point. So I went ahead and calculated all four quantities in my calculator, and this is what I got. So if I want to find the sum of vector u plus vector v in component form, I should be able to just add the corresponding coordinates. So you get negative 35.9, comma 14.1. Number 7 is very similar. Let's take a look. Okay, so for vector u, the magnitude is 50 and the direction is 30 degrees. For vector v, the magnitude is 30 and the direction is 110 degrees. In component form, I can calculate by doing r cosine theta, so that's going to be 50 cosine 30, and then r sine theta, so that'll be 50 sine 30. For vector v, it'll be 30 cosine 110 and 30 sine 110. All right, let's put each of these four quantities in the calculator and see what we get. So these are the values that you get if you put each of these expressions in your calculator. So if I want to find the sum of vector u plus vector v, I should be able to simply add the corresponding components. So the vector u plus v should equal 33, 53.2. Hey guys, that's going to do it for this video. Go ahead and click over here to watch the next video, and click over here to subscribe. That way you'll get every new video delivered right to your home screen.